Okay, in last stage we have explained that how we can I have shown you that the demo, that how it works, and also how we can configure the FTP server. In this stage I'm going to explain about the coding part of that. So let's go through the code together and to see that what is the difference compared than previous code which we wrote and we have explained. Okay, first of all, if you want to know about the details of the some part which before I have explained, I will drop the link here, then you can find and watch that video to see the details, because the details which before I have explained, I will not go through deep dive on that one to explain how it works. Okay, for this part we have explained that is not the new part. For this is the one framework for the Python, and also we have for the CSV as well, but some part of that it's added. This one is from FTP library, which is mainly for communicate with the FTP, and we have to import the FTP and also the error underscore permission, which is handling all the error from the FTP. So this is for this library is for uploading or download a file from the FTP for the communicate with the FTP. So we have to use it. And then also we have the IO, and we would need to import the one extension as a string IO, which is somehow is in memory library, and then we will pass that file which already downloaded from FTP in this in memory library, and we can play around that file. And we have the import time for configuring and tracking of the file. So here we have information of the database, and we have the information for FTP server. This is for the local host, this is for the username, and also the password which I shown you in the last stage about the password. And here you have the name of the file which is in your directory. So you just need a slash because it will come to the root. So you can also drop the directory here details, but it's not required. Then we have the connection for the database, which before we explained about that. And here we have defined the function to retrieve the CSV file. So I have defined get underscore CSV from FTP, which is the customized wording you can change. And then I call the FTP, which is from the FTP host here. This is the host. My host is localhost, and drop in the FTP, and then I am logging to the FTP server with the user and the password. Then after I connected with the FTP, drop this file from string IO to CSV underscore data, and then I'm using the try. Then I'm saying that okay, FTP that RETR lines. This is the one function FTP that RTR lines parentheses open, if double quote, and then RETR and the name of the file. This is the CSV file path which is here. So you would need to use this method for to upload or download this the file from FTP. Yeah, so that's what you would need this function or etr and then command, which is this is the name of that file. And then we are using the lambda line for reading the line, and we will write line by line into this CSV underscore data. Okay, and then we are using this method to this actually seek parentheses. This is the change the current position of the file pointer. So if we are using the 0 means it's start from beginning. So that is the case to start the string IO object, and then we have to use this function or object. Then we are using this part is for error part, is we are calling error underscore perm, which before we talked about that and define it as a e, and then we say if string e or error is start with this code, then definitely there is no file, there is an error which is for example this file is not available in that directory and return as a none. In case there is no for example none or not this code, I mean we couldn't find this code, then it will raise, because it probably other problems may raise up, because it's maybe the problem for the server, for the username and the password and so on. So that is the purpose of this else. And at the end it will close or quit the communication to the FTP, and it will disconnect the FTP, and at the end it will return the CSV data file if it's reading this file and drop the file. Yeah. So this is for this loop, or we can say this object, which is mainly talking about the CSV file reading from the CSV file. Then we have this function, which is similar to the previous one. It's just only reading the functions cr and the row ID, and it will check whether it's if it's available, true. If it's not available, is none. Then if it's none, then it will recall. If it's none, then it will ingest the data. If it's still is true, so it will skip. So this is the idea behind of that. But again, if you want to know about that, please watch the previous video about the CSV file. I have pinned in the below of this tutorial as well. Then we have the ingest data. This is for ingesting the data. Suppose that we already read the CSV file, and then we would like to ingest the data. So we have the connection here, we have the cursor, we have the get CSV FTP, which is here. It's already read the CSV file, and then we drop it in CSV underscore data again here in this loop, because it's not the global, that is in local loop, so we can use again the same name. And then it said if CSV underscore data is none, then print skipping ingesting. So if it's none, where was none is here. It return none, so if it's none, then it will skip the file. So then use the CSV reader on the fetch data. So this is the reading the CSV underscore data, which is here, and then drop it in the data reader. And if this part will skip the header part of the CSV, and we are having that one loop to reiterate these values, and from the data reader drop the value in a row, and then we say, okay, if it's not, then call this object, which is object is here, and then the CUR is a row. 0 will start with 0, which is the ID, and if his ID is equal to the database ID, then nothing will happen. If there is no equal value, then it will trigger this command to insert the new value inside of that, and then to say, okay, insert it with this row. And here I have explained about if there is no new value but there is an update, so it will update the current rows. And if there is the we can say that some change in some parameters or some attribute, only some attribute, then in that case it will update the columns. So that's why you saw that when I updated the one, for example, the age for one of the row, then it has updated in the columns. Then we have the saving the connection, and we will close the connection, the cursor, and also connection, and we will print this data ingestion is completed. Then we are you would need to define for what this FTP file. So we are calling poll interval. As I said, I have defined as a 10 seconds, so you can use it 60, 30, and whatever you want, because in the purpose of the demo, so I selected the low interval, but for in a real scenario, definitely you would need to use the higher value, because it doesn't make sense every 10 seconds to check the FTP. Then you will print this monitoring part of the FTP, and then I'm using the try, and use the one while true. If everything is true, then just printing as a FTP for updates, and in everything in happen, then it will ingest the data, and it will call the ingest data for whether it's update value, or this ingest the data whether it's update value, or maybe it's a new ingest value. So after that, we have for the time sleep, and this is the interval which we define as a 10. It will sleep for 10 seconds, and we have the exception in case I'm using some keyboard key like Control C, then it will shut down the program. And at the end, we have this part for the start monitoring of the program when you are running the code. Yeah, so they want to make sure that when you're running the code, all the the file will be updated and running. Okay, we are done. If you enjoyed from this tutorial, please don't forget to like button, and share this video, and if you didn't subscribe to my channel, please do subscribe. If you have any question, please drop your question in comment below. Definitely I will get back to you. Thank you again, and see you in next one.